to overtime. Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to be doing a mock draft. The season just ended like 2 minutes ago with the Philadelphia Eagles and their relentless tech job. And we're going to do a quick mock draft because it's fun. And as usual, I'm here with Kevin.
Heyo.
And Patrick.
Hello.
All right, so let's get started with the pick that everyone knows. Kevin, Patrick, who's going number one overall?
Who's picking first again?
The Jags.
Oh, the Jags?
Who's going number one overall?
That's a tough question.
I wonder who. Is it going to be the quarterback prospect that's been compared to Peyton Manning and John Elway and Andrew Luck? Or is it literally going to be anybody else? Take your guesses.
It's a tough decision, Patrick. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it's Trevor Lawrence.
Mr. Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Trevor Lawrence. I don't think anyone is surprised. I don't have the highest opinion of Trevor Lawrence. That being said, I do still think he's the guaranteed number one overall pick of this draft. I see a lot of character flaws that I really don't like in him, but
like what?
Jags team that desperately needs a franchise quarterback and someone who's going to bring in more viewership. Trevor Lawrence is that. So now, for the second overall pick with the Jets, I wanna ask you guys something real quick. Do you think the Jets are guaranteed to take a quarterback?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
And why is that?
I mean, they're starting QB right now. That's gonna be their future.
I mean, I have a high opinion of Sam Darnold. I don't think he's as bad as people.
Sam Darnold's athletic as hell, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Jets outside of defensive tackle, they kind of need everything. Mekhi Becton is incredible, which is why I'm not going Penei Sewell. And I'm not moving him to right tackle for either of those. I'm not moving either of those to the weak side tackle. Because, look, Mekhi was my number one ranked tackle last year. And he's been even better than advertised, so. Now, who do we take here? What's the move? I would have a trade of some sort because, we heard from Adam Schefter that there would be some major trade that the Jets made. Of course, they just moved on from Adam Gase. Jets fans are happy. The rest of the world is not because it would have been really funny to see him still there.
It would have. I don't know. They need. Oh shit!
They just need everything.
Exactly.
They need everything.
So here's what I think would happen. I think we're gonna get. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by the Jets making some sort of trade. I think the most interesting option is the Panthers coming up to get their franchise quarterback of the future. But PFN is weird with its mock draft. So, any trade is really difficult to make. So if I do 2 for like 8, 1 second, another second, and then like a 6th or like a 5th, they're probably going to say no. Yeah, they say no, which, the Jets gave up, 6 and 3 seconds to get Darnold when they moved from 6 to 3. So that's a realistic deal at the very least. If not, it's a steal for the Panthers. But if that's not going to happen with this, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know how this would go. I genuinely don't.
If they were to trade, who would you think would be like the most likely person, like team they would trade down with.
Like who would come up?
Yeah.
I mean, Lions trying to get a new quarterback makes some sense, but usually rebuilding teams don't want to give up draft assets. The Panthers would make some sense. We could go absolutely insane and have the 49ers coming up. Let's do that. That'd be fun. Let's have the 49ers come up for a franchise quarterback.
That would make sense.
Get rid of Jimmy G.
Trade was declined. Well, Jets trade with 49ers. I'm just gonna have to do something that will be guaranteed to go through. Is that gonna go through?
Give
No.
him all the picks in the world.
Oh my
Give
God!
him all the picks in the world.
All right, Jets trade, or can I just flip it around and then 49ers with the Jets, 12, this, which is a realistic move. All right, well, that's not going to work. Awesome. So I'm just going to have to make some placeholder trade. So we know that, 2 for 12, 43, first next year, second next year, and then a fifth next year would
Lord
make some
Jesus.
sense. Because it's going to take a lot because they're moving up 10 spots. That's a lot, especially moving into the top 2 is really difficult to do. But in order to make the draft allow that, or the whatever it's called,
The draft
system
mock
allows.
simulator.
Oh my God, even that 2 seconds is not. I'm just gonna do. I've shown what I think it would take to move up, and I think the 49ers would be willing to do that. But just to make it work, let's do that. There we go. Trade has been accepted, and now between Zach Wilson and Justin Fields, there's a question of who's better. But I've been a big Justin Fields guy, but I do think that the Shanahan thing has always been across the middle, and Justin Fields is far better across the middle than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is a great deep ball thrower, great to the corners, great to the outside. And it has to be between one of these two, nearly guaranteed. And look, at the end of the day, I'm going to go Justin Fields just because he's owned the middle of the field. Haha, much better than Zach Wilson has. And he's been incredible. Zach Wilson has probably been better this year, but I just think Shanahan gets a guy that he can do so much with. Fields is a great runner with the ball and is going to be a great leader for that team. And, close moments, late in games, Super Bowls, Jimmy G wasn't leading. Fields absolutely will. Dolphins at 3, they traded Laramie Tunsil away to get this pick. They're going to replace him. I know they took Austin Jackson in the first round last year, but he's been the worst rookie offensive tackle of any taken in the first round, even with Andrew Thomas being god-awful for most of his rookie year. So, look, you got Robert Hunt at left guard, who's been good. You have something to work with, but you're not going to keep Austin Jackson there, especially with how important protecting Tua is. And I've heard people be like, oh, they should take a quarterback here. I don't think you should always go to the third year, but you should always go to the second year, unless someone's god awful, and unless you have a franchise altering talent. So, what do you guys think the Falcons need more than anything?
Is Matt Ryan a still viable quarterback? Is he still viable?
He's decent.
I think he is, but they can get off his money in a year, and they're a candidate to blow it all up.
Yeah.
Well, I would think they need to strengthen that defense because it was looking kind of tough early in the season.
One step at a time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is god-awful. So,
except for that one Raiders game.
Yeah, except for that one Raiders game, sure. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Micah Parsons. He legitimately does it all. Great hybrid linebacker. genuinely like a juiced up Kyle Van Noy in like the best possible way. I'm a big fan of Van Noy's, and Micah Parsons does everything he does except better, with more speed, more strength. I love me some Micah Parsons. I do understand the point for going quarterback right now because financial flexibility would help, and all of that. Julio may be out of there. Matt Ryan may be out of there. All of that. I'm still going to go Micah Parsons. Go best available player on the defense, and you go from there. I also think the Bengals are hugely interesting. They're obviously not taking a quarterback. They desperately need cornerback as well as like any type of edge presence. I don't know why they have Kwity Paye over – where is he? Gregory Rousseau is 23 for them? All right, that's insane to me. They clearly don't need quarterback, clearly don't need receiver. They have Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, A.J. Brown. Maybe they add someone there, but who knows? There aren't as many good offensive line options available here. Now, who do they take here? Jamar Chase. I like the storyline of reuniting Jamar Chase with, Joe Burrow. I think that'd be fun. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are two very similar receivers in terms of come down with contested catches, aren't the best at getting open. So they would overlap a little bit. Jalen Waddle is probably the better complement, especially with Tyler Boyd. But Tyler Boyd is one of the best, slot guys in the NFL. I'm going to do something interesting here. The Bengals do not have a real tight end option. And Kyle Pitts is going to absolutely feast with Joe Burrow getting him the ball. And I know that tight end isn't, you don't take a tight end in the top 5. I look at Kyle Pitts as, you take the blocking of a big tight end along with the pass catching of like a number 1 or 2 receiver, and it makes sense to me. He's that good. Look, you would spend a top 5 pick on Travis Kelce. And I'm not saying Kyle Pitts is Travis Kelce, but he's an incredible pass catcher, incredible athlete, huge catch radius. Look, Kyle Trask absolutely fell apart the second Kyle Pitts was not playing. So I think that's enough to justify this pick. Now, with the Eagles pick, we're going to say that they get their pick revoked. So let's have them going all the way down here and taking Max Duffy, the punter out of Kentucky.
Duffy.
But on a real note, they need a wide receiver really bad.
The coach too.
Who makes the most sense to play alongside Jalen Hurts? You want the, low separation but great pass catcher like a Kenny Golladay and Jamar Chase? Do you want Jalen Waddle, who's the speed player, but you just took Jalen Reagor to be that guy? Do you want Devontae Smith, slippery, good route runner, gets open really well? There's real questions about how good he can be in the NFL. There's real questions there. I actually have Devontae Smith as my number 1, Jalen Waddle as my number 2, and Jamar Chase as my number 3. Maybe a little bit of recency bias, but I'm going to give the Eagles Devontae Smith. They need linebacker more than anything else, linebacker and cornerback. And offensive line, honestly, there's a lot of holes in this team, but we're going to give them something fun and interesting. Caleb Farley makes a lot of sense for them, but also not realistic. And now we have, Zach Wilson falling all the way down to the Lions at 7. It makes a lot of sense for them to take them. I think Matt Stafford is very good, but all the signs point to the Lions moving off of Matt Stafford, so we're going to go Zach Wilson.
Right.
Additionally, I would go wide receiver there. I probably should have done that because every wide receiver for the Lions is going to be a free agent. So, Kenny Golladay, free agent. Marvin Jones, free agent. Mohamed Sanu is not good, and he's I think the only one they have left. Quintus Cephas, I think, is a free agent. They just don't have anyone worth anything left. If they all leave in free agency, and that's an awful situation to be in. But Quarterback is the most important position in the NFL. You just got to give them the best one available. And that is Zach Wilson by a clear mile here. The Panthers, I don't know what they do, man. Who is desperate for a quarterback down here?
The Giants.
Yes, but they're not going up for one. Maybe the Patriots come up to take Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. But the Panthers lost James Bradbury in free agency last year. They still don't have any real cornerbacks. Jeremy Chin has been great for that defense. They went all defense last year. So who knows if they do that again this year. But what's his name? DJ Moore is a really good wide receiver for them. As is Robbie Anderson. Teddy Bridgewater can still be the quarterback for another 2 years. They have no issue there. Derrick Brown, a defensive tackle. Brian Burns is one of the best edge rushers in the league. And I really liked Yetur Gross-Matos last year. So they don't really need anyone there, but they have struggled in coverage, and cornerback is a big need for them. Broncos, look, I would love to give Drew Lock another year. I think Drew Lock is really good. Or I don't think he's really good, but I think he has enough upside that you give him another year.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah.
He's not anything special, but he's not.
Additionally, they have a pretty decently set up offensive line. They have really good receivers. They have a really good tight end. They have good running backs. And then it comes to the defensive end. They have good edge rushers. They have Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, obviously coming back from his injury. They're not going to draft to replace him yet. Their defensive tackle rotation has not been great. Jarrell Casey has missed time. But they're also not going to go there. However, their defense has given up an obscene amount of yards to receivers. Ooh, voice crack there. To receivers. I'm going to give them Patrick Surtain. They need cornerback really bad.
Yes.
AJ Boye, who they traded like a conditional 4th-round pick for, has not been good. No one on that defense no one in that secondary outside of Justin Simmons has been worth anything. So, look, it's bad. It's bad. Their defense is awful.
Booty cheeks.
It's really bad. Now, with the Cowboys, nothing's really going to fix their defense right now. That's just how I see it. Nothing's going to fix their defense. Both of their tackles were out with injury. They're paying huge money to DeMarcus Lawrence. I could see a Gregory Rousseau pick. I have him as my number 1 defensive end. Neville Gallimore has been good for them, but they barely play him. Jalen Smith is awful. Leighton Vander Esch has the injuries. So they need a lot, but secondary is something and look, there's no good second players in the secondary available. So who do they go with?
I think it'd be safe to go with the Rousseau pick.
With the Rousseau pick?
Yeah.
All right, then we'll listen to Kevin. They get a new edge rusher, super imposing physical guy, crazy high potential. Goes to the Cowboys, is going to, hopefully, defenses can be good by, they hold in coverage long enough for the pass rushers to get in, or coverage isn't important because the pass rushers destroy everything quicker. So they're going to go that way with Gregory Rousseau, figure it out that way. The Giants have now their choice between Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is supposedly the better player between the two. All right. I know who I'm taking.
You take
Here's how I'm
Trask.
thinking about it. Giants fans have bitched nonstop about how, wide receivers for the Giants aren't getting separation. Separation is a bullshit stat. Kenny Golladay is last in the NFL in separation. Also, as Sterling Shepard said himself, in the NFL, 2 yards of separation is enough. But instead of taking the go up and get it, great physical jump ball receiver in Jamar Chase, we're going to go Jalen Waddle as a player who really does get open. Great after the catch, yards after catch player. We're going to add him to this team as someone who's actually going to get open for Daniel Jones, who it seems like they're guaranteed to keep. And we'll just go with that. I mean, look, I don't want to do it. It's hard for me to justify doing it for myself, but there you go. The Jets are going to take another weapon. They're going to get Jamar Chase as a true number one receiver. And hopefully Darnold is still good, all of that. I would consider taking an offensive lineman here or Kwity Paye because they do desperately need an edge guy, but that's just not going to happen. I am, however, interested. Like, I don't know. How well has Melvin Ingram played? How well has he played? Played for the Chargers, 20 games. Oh, he's barely played. And he hasn't registered a sack all year. QB hits. 2. All right, yeah. We're taking an edge. We're taking an edge here. We're taking Kwity Paye. Get your second edge rusher. I know they need a tackle. They really do. I do really like Rashaan Slater. I think the conversation between Rashaan Slater and Penei Sewell should be closer than it is. But look, you can never have too many edge rushers. Joey Bosa is damn good. Having Joey Bosa and Kwity Paye together gives you a really good team, really good edge presence going forward. And look, you wait and see on the offensive end. You got a lot of good stuff to work with there, but it just doesn't make sense to go, whatever. I'm going to take Wyatt Davis, the center guard hybrid out of Ohio State for the Vikings. I know a lot of people see Trey Lance there and think, they should get their quarterback of the future. Kirk Cousins was pretty good this year, man. Like, all things considered, Kirk Cousins was pretty good. Yeah, I don't see the reason in replacing Kirk Cousins when he had a really good year, and it's your defense that's an issue. But Riley Reif, the veteran offensive lineman for them, will be gone after this year. So I just think you add to the offensive line with Wyatt Davis, who's incredible interior offensive line player, and you go from there. I would consider Rashaan Slater here, or even Liam Eichenberg, who I think fits their scheme pretty well. But I'm going to leave it. Wyatt Davis is the pick. Patriots get their quarterback of the future in Trey Lance. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I don't want to keep talking. Trey Lance, quarterback of the future. It's their biggest need. They should get a lot of defensive starters back next year. Who knows what's going to happen to Joe Thuney, but Isaiah Wynn is good. Michael Onwenu has been really good for them as a 6th-round pick, starting at guard. Just, you go quarterback. There's not much else to say there. I am going to have Rashaan Slater to the Cardinals. Kyler Murray can't keep taking hits. That leg injury and that shoulder injury throughout the course of the season really scared me.
His little behind up.
Yeah, he needs an offensive line. Should I go Azeez Ojulari or Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? Because, look, Raiders spent a lot of money on linebacker last free agency, but none of them have really worked out. They also really need an edge presence, considering that Max Crosby is not going to do it all by himself.
I'm going with GOK.
Great talk. I'm going to Azeez Ojulari.
I said GOK.
You hear us?
No, I didn't hear either of you.
Oh. I said go with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Yeah, I said JOK.
Well, I can't go back now.
All right. They missed out on the good player. Future.
The Dolphins took Penei Sewell. I don't know, man. I don't know who makes sense for them. They do really need an edge, but Jason Owe doesn't make a lot of sense here for them. I have a really high opinion of Rashad Bateman, but he's not the type of receiver that they want.
What about that guy? What about Elijah Tucker? Yeah, he's a guard, isn't he?
Where the hell?
Oh, I saw him. You just passed him.
He's a guard, you said?
Yes, sir. I think. Yeah.
Where the hell are y'all seeing this?
Yo, you just passed him.
You know, a run blocker. Come on, bro. You right there, right there. You
Elijah
just
Tucker?
Elijah Tucker. You just
Elijah
passed him.
Vera Tucker. Yeah, there you go. You passed him. There, 45.
Oh, that's the weirdest way I've ever seen to spell Elijah.
They just
Am I pronouncing it wrong? I don't know, bro. Hopefully not.
I don't think they go guard. I personally think guard is the least important position in all of football.
Oh, come on now, Kevin. You got come on.
Okay, that's my fault.
You want to take a
I
guard?
respect it. I respect it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's have someone. Let's have the Jags trade up. You want to know why the Jags are going to trade up?
Yeah.
To protect their boy.
Absolutely. And I think they get it done with like 96 and 119. That should work. Okay, well, thanks, game. All right, 21, 96, 191 for 18. Watch this get declined. Watch. Oh, my God. All right, I'm going to have the Dolphins.
The computer knows you're fleecing them.
It's
Can't be
really
doing
not. 18, 21, and like 116, and that's it. Oh, my God. Why would you not trade a fifth-round pick to – oh, Jesus, fuck.
Can't you just throw like a bunch of picks, or do you have to keep it realistic because you have to like upload this?
I just want to see – I want it to be mildly realistic. This is, of course, not realistic, but –
yeah, but like at this point, I'll just like throw a bunch of.
all right, we're going to have
bunch
the
of picks.
Dolphins. You know what the Dolphins are going to offer? The Dolphins are going to offer the Jags a one-for-one swap for no reason. There we go. And they're gonna take Christian Darrisaw. Now, we are at Washington. Washington desperately needs a franchise quarterback. Guess what they also need? Literally everything. For me, it's between J.C. Horn and Liam Eichenberg. They have no offensive line, and their secondary is a little suspect. That like their defense was middle of the pack, but that's just because they had an incredible defensive line. They do have Kendall Fuller, who they gave a lot of money, but you know what?
If they're gonna be that dedicated with Antonio Gibson, who's been like real nice, I'd take Eichenberg.
All right, let's listen to Kevin. We got to get a pick from Patrick at some point, but
I'll select that name, Eichenberg. That's a good sounding name.
God, there's no one available for the Bears that makes
I
sense.
co-signed that pick.
They don't need linebacker with Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith. They don't need cornerback. They have Jalen Johnson, Kyle Fuller. They have a ton of good cornerbacks. They don't need to worry about that.
They got
They
enough
don't
wide
need
receivers.
edge. They got Khalil Mack.
So what do they need?
They got AR-12 at wide
All right,
receiver.
and
baby.
remaining meeting time 10 minutes, so we got to keep it fast.
Running back. Oh damn!
I don't fucking know. I really don't know.
Can they take linebacker? Would that no?
Sure, let's give them Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoa.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dolphins are back on the board. Jason Owe makes sense here. Colts. What do the Colts need? Probably not a defensive player.
Wait, isn't the quarterback's retiring after this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no good quarterbacks available.
Oh, damn.
Like I previously I would have said Kyle Trask, but he tanked his own draft stock
Mm. Mm.
Where do they have him? They have Mac Jones over him. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. They just traded
What
for
about
DeForest Buckner.
would they also take an offensive tackle? Is their offensive line any
No,
good?
their offensive line is like the best in the league. It's
Best in the
close
league.
to. God, I don't. All right. Cornerback makes sense for them. Browns need another. Actually, no. Zaven Collins. They need an actual linebacker that can cover for something. Let's have J2 Fele to replace Jarrell Casey and play alongside Isaiah Simmons. Sorry, not Isaiah Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons. Buccaneers. Let's have them take Sam Cosmi. Ali Marpet is awful. They need a new offensive line if they're going to have some hope with Brady. Ravens. Ravens need an actual number one receiver. Joseph Osai. This is a hard choice. Osai or Bateman? Number one receiver or an actual edge presence?
Chris Olave.
All right, I'm going to go Joseph Osai. Chris Olave. Fuck out of here. The Jets.
That's Ohio State.
They could have used a wide receiver though. That they've been struggling.
That's a fact. Yeah, they really should have. They should take Rashaan Bateman.
God damn. Who are the Jets going to take? Let's have them take Pat Freiermuth. Their tight end rotation hasn't been particularly good. This is all about finding ways to make Sam Darnold succeed. If there was a good offensive tackle available, I'd take that. But let's have Najee Harris, who fits them perfectly. Or do we want a power running back, or do we want Le'Veon Bell Part 2?
Nah.
Now we want a power running back. That's what we want.
Najee Harris it is. Saints. I don't know.
Rashad Bateman.
No.
Actually, let's do something more interesting than Rashad Bateman. Let's see. Where's Terrence Marshall? Let's keep the LSU guy in New Orleans. God, the Bills need Carlos Basham out of Wake Forest to the Bills. Rashad Bateman. I know the Packers need a lot of stuff. And then the Chiefs. God, I don't know. Jalen Phillips is in this draft? God, I would have taken him for the Bills. Thought he reclassified till next year. Let's take, I don't fucking know. Trayvon Moehrig? All right, well, thank you. Trayvon Moehrig is another, let's have fun with that. Trayvon Moehrig at TCU. Full results. There's your draft. Lawrence, Fields, Sewell, Parsons, Kyle Pitts, Devontae Smith, Zach Wilson, Caleb Farley, Patrick Surtain, Greg Rousseau. Let me just slowly scroll through so people can see.
That's real nice. Only thing I will say is Kyle Trask did not go in the first round. Very weird, but
and
okay.
Before that performance against Oklahoma, I would say he would have, but he played awfully, and you can't have that.
Yeah, it's a big no. No.
All right. So on that note, we're going to end the video. Thank you for watching. I want to thank Kevin for giving us a couple picks and Patrick for giving us one at most because he helped with the Najee Harris pick. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm just going to put this up. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Who knows when that'll be. I'm no longer on campus, so I can't be making regular videos. But yeah, until next time, yeah. From all of us here at 3OT, thank you. And
see you.
stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.